Hello and welcome to Neverwinter Nights, and this will be part 38. In our last episode, we continued plowing our way through the humanoid caves, and we will still be going for a little while yet. Locked. Surprise. Not really. I was looking some more into Neverwinter Nights too. Just, I don't know. Part of me wants to cover that game at some point, but at the same time, there's also a part of me that doesn't want to, because, as mentioned earlier, there's an awful lot of speech in that game. Or voice acting, I should rather say, and it is by and large of a very high quality. Ah, a direwolf. Interesting. Hello. You're going to kill me? Like, no, anyway, there's the voice acting in Neverwinter Nights 2 is by and large very, very good, and I quite enjoy talking to the different NPCs and hear everything they have to say. But you have first time you meet an NPC and you can ask them about everything under the sun, basically. That process can easily take 20 to 25 minutes in and by itself. Didn't get level drained. Lovely. I suppose in that regard, what I could do is I could keep that kind of chat in separate videos and then people could watch them or skip them. That was an option, of course. But anyway, I was also looking at potential suggestions for characters to play if I play that game, and I came across this very, very elaborate character FAQ on game FAQs, by the way, in case you're interested yourself. And it is very, very elaborate, and it is definitely tuned for the player who wants to maximize the output of their character or goblins. And for me, that is taking it a bit too far. Just because you can do something doesn't mean you have to do something, and one option that Neverwinter Nights 2 allows you to do is to have 4 classes splashed, right? So you can have 1 main class and 3. These spawns are a bit bizarre. Whatever. You can have 3 side classes, so to speak. Whereas in this game, I'm fairly sure you can have 2. So you can multi-class to 3 different classes. And that FAQ is basically aiming to squeeze the most out of the individual character classes, or not even character classes, because there's no you are no the guide sets the characters up in such a way that you are no longer a fighter, you're no longer a paladin, you're no longer a sorcerer. You are a combination of 17 different things, and it may technically be superior, and it's probably incredibly fun and incredibly strong and all that stuff, but the FAQ, I should mention, is based around not just the official game, but also if you played on a persistent world server or something like that. But for me, that kind of gameplay is milking it too much. I'm not a fan. I don't like. I mean, you can argue for and against, and that's. Can you please pick that? Thank you. This mouse sensitivity needs to be adjusted. I mean, people can have their own opinions, and that's perfect. What? Where did you go? Whatever. Apparently, didn't want to be part of it anymore. It is an old game. You have to expect these kind of things. But the point being, I mean, people can play their characters the way they want, and if they want to have the most powerful stuff they can get, then by all means, I mean, I'm not telling other people what to do. But at the same time, in that regard, I also expect other people not to tell me what to do. But, I mean, we only have our own interests and desires and needs and all that stuff. And for me personally, I don't mind splashing one class, especially not if it's a prestige class. But I'm not a huge fan of grabbing 2 levels there, 4 levels there, 10 levels or something else, and then a 4th one at level 12 or whatever it is. It doesn't appeal to me. Don't care about normal heavy crossbow, it's straight. And again, I mean, a power gamer who wants to get the most out of their characters, feel free. I'm not trying to tell you otherwise. I'm just saying that kind of gameplay is not for me. I admit that a lot of classes, and you see that becomes an issue that the game creates, because you have the base classes, and a base class that in Dungeons & Dragons 2 or even in Neverwinter Nights could have been decent is suddenly inferior. And it's not inferior because it's a bad class, it's inferior because there's so many options that are so much better. So, it's sort of having more options. And of course, I mean, when you're giving people more options, you have to give them some sort of reason to try out those options. So of course you have to tempt them with extra abilities or extra power or extra whatever you are tempting them with in order to try out the different things. And of course suddenly that makes the base classes less and less interesting. This is one reason why I like a class like the monk in general, is the fact that it is a class that benefits. It's not required. It's not something where you can't gain as much from doing a bit of multiclassing. You can actually gain a few bits here and there, and I've had some enjoyment out of multiclassing in a very interesting way. But it is a class that benefits from staying pure. You can most likely make it stronger by not keeping it pure, but it's just up until level 20. It will get benefits all the way. Class-related benefits. You can always argue that because, of course, when you reach level 20, the benefit you get at reaching level 20 is not necessarily powerful anymore. But for the computer game campaign, you'll probably be surprised by how effective that benefit can become. So not reaching level 20 means that you would never actually get to experience it. So, oh no, by the way, I'm not knocking that Carousel FAQ because it's amazingly written, and the level of detail in it is absolutely spectacular. Well, no denying that. I'm not in any way, shape, or form trying to knock the author or disrespect his efforts. By no means, I wouldn't be that kind of individual. I'm just saying that that's taking it too far for me. I like being powerful, but I like being powerful with ideas I came up with, not someone else tell me, take 12 levels of that and 17 levels of that, and you'll never take odd levels, but never mind. You would avoid taking odd levels, I should rather want to try and avoid it. But I just like coming up with something myself. I will happily take inspiration from those kind of guides, and I have tried a few times playing various different games over the years to take up an interesting concept or a wonky concept like a rogue with a two-handed axe. I mean, yeah, why not? That kind of stuff. And in that regard, it is nice having someone else thinking it out for you. So you don't have to go through all the elaborate planning to work out how to make that work. And it can be good fun, but when it comes to a game where I'm playing the the game's completed. I want to use my own setups. For weapons, by the way, in case you're curious, the other option I tried was a monk. And it is powerful. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is very, very powerful, and it's likely more powerful than the default monk long term. That is the Red Dragon Disciple Prestige class. It requires a charisma-based arcane caster base, or not base, but it needs a splash of charisma-based arcane caster, which means also sorcerer or bard. Because of course monks have to be lawful good and bards are neutral, the bard was never an option, so I took a few monk levels, then I took a sorcerer level, and then I took 10 levels of Red Dragon Disciple, and after that, because I took the character into the expansion, next chapter thing, whatever you call it, I leveled it up to, I think, at least level 27, and because the Red Dragon Disciples, it's basically giving charisma-based casters, which would be the bard and the sorcerer, charisma-based arcane casters, I should say. It gives them a chance to have some melee fighting abilities, and we're actually quite strong because you get an awful lot of stats. I think it's something a total of +8 to strength or something. +6, +8, something like that. It gets stats up, and of course, because you become a half dragon, you become immune to fire and all that good stuff. So, yeah, there's a Goblin Chief again. So, I mean, it is undeniably powerful and it is undeniably very fun to play, and of course, my reason for doing it that way was to compensate for the fact that when you're going the wisdom route, you're not gaining in strength, obviously, because you're putting points into wisdom. And of course, getting the natural strength increases from just being the Red Dragon Disciple. Compensate somewhat for that. And despite the fact that it's a Red Dragon Disciple, doesn't mean you have to be evil, even though Red Dragons are evil. So I didn't have to be lawful evil. I could stay lawful good. So. But then again, that detracts from what I consider to be the marvelous thing about the monk, is the fact that even keeping the class pure, it's still very, very, very powerful. In Neverwinter Nights 1, I haven't tested them all. I mean, you can always argue that casters, of course, because they can obliterate a full screen of enemies in a split second, that they are potentially more powerful, but overall, not just me as a player, I like having characters that can do a bit of everything. I don't like playing in, it doesn't matter what kind of role-playing game type it is, I don't like being able to do extremely well against 20% of the enemies and have to run from the remaining 80%. You're supposed to take out enemies, you're not supposed to run away from them. That's my way of seeing things, and based on that approach, I like the characters I play to be able to deal with every enemy type. And of course, something like a sorcerer would be super, super squishy. If someone gets into melee and start punching them in the face, they are likely dying in record time. Because they got no hit points, they got no nothing of any kind. They got very, very offensive spells, very, very powerful offensive spells and all that stuff, but if the enemy resists them, save against them, whatever they do, then that sorcerer has to rely on trickery and stone skin spells and all sorts of other things in order to hope and to keep themselves alive, and then obliterate what's trying to punch them to death. But from a general point of view, I think that the monk as a pure class is definitely one of the stronger base classes. And while I've been killing Goblin Chief, I've been talking about absolutely nothing. I just want to get some sort of insight into my line of thinking, which is probably... Yeah, I don't know what it is. Did I check? I probably did. Yes, I did. Okay. Did I check you? Yes, I did. Did I check you? No, I didn't. A tongue. What a nice thing to have in your throne. Thing. Anyway, there seems to be a prison cell thing here. What got here? Oh, bugbear prisoner. Who are you? Using some moves on... Why you prisoner here? Who's the master? Making strength, army, blah blah blah, these caves. They have leaders of the... I've killed 2 of them, so I would assume so. That's another question, you can go. I have absolutely no reason to fight that enemy. There's no point, absolutely no point whatsoever. He's no threat to me, he's not going to be a threat to anyone else, I think. I'll get a notification later in the games that one bugbear I allowed to live has obliterated a small village. Yeah, that would be interesting. That would make me feel guilty. Okay, yeah, randomly spawning enemies, respawning. I'm that kind of person. And I know that technically it is a bugbear, and technically it is likely to be a naughty, nasty little thing, but not proven to be nasty towards me, so if I start assuming that it's nasty because it just happens to be a bugbear, that... I mean... that line of thinking have caused more issues than anything else. And I'm going to leave it at that because that is a discussion that can completely get out of hand in record time. Come on. Nope. I don't want your bullets. Ha ha. I could be rude and say I don't want your stones. Yeah. Never mind. That wasn't particularly funny, I suppose. I'm not here to be funny. In case you're doubting it. I think that's blindingly obvious. I'm trying to be insightful. Probably failing in the process, but whatever. I mean... better to have tried and failed than not having tried at all. Next! This will likely be sped up. The bugbear caves. This is where we got in before, wasn't it? It must have been over there. So... time to run through a cave and speed things up a bit, and if there's something of importance that shows up, I will cut the speeding up thing. So... So, I'm gonna bugbear teeth. I just decided I want to make absolutely sure to get the entire cave explored, of course. So, hey, very, very nice of you, by the way, to come out and face me by yourself when you got your bodyguards. You failed. Okay, he's going to be immobile. Could you keep punching him? He's the dangerous one. And his minions are going to kill me. Like, come on. Come on, please, thank you. Can you stun him again? That'll be good. You saved. Do you mind? Thank you. I did not. Come on. Thank you. You can stun him again, that'll be good. He's stunned. Okay. Come on. Should probably increase, get an extra attack, that'll be good. Come on. Kill him, please. Oh, you cannot possibly miss a target that is immobile. Would you please? Don't do this to me now. Come on. Don't do this to me now. Get him down. What the? Thank you. He died. Okay, we're good. I probably need to drink a potion now. They all got an attack of opportunity, but you know what? I don't care. They will likely, what is our armor class? It's 29. They will hit on something less than 20, but not much. So, it is a decision sometimes you have to make about, do I want to risk myself here? Padded armor, a cloak, potion of bless, I will take that. What cloak is that? It's an unidentified one. Should we identify it? Unlikely to be, I don't know. It could be, I don't know. Maybe. Protection versus evil. We see now we're having an issue here because Nymph cloak plus 2. That's one charisma. That's one bonus from charisma. We have a ring of protection, but of course versus evil this is a plus 5, so we're still getting 3 extra armor class against evil, and quite a few enemies will be evil. It is the battle cloak. I will sacrifice some charisma. I know I spent money buying this one, but so be it. It is not listed. I'm fairly sure. I mean, I could try and keep an eye on it and see if the armor class value increases if I'm finding something that's likely to be evil. That would be nice, I'd say, because it could be fun to get some sort of visual representation of what is classified as evil or not. I'll just save, but I'm saving again because I'm me. Oh, it's cold damage. That's why I saved again. So, a tower shield. You're encumbered. What a surprise! Tower shield plus 2. I'm no longer encumbered. Bags of holding are amazing. That's like to be trapped as well. Of course it is. Cure critical. I will take that. You got in your... is that your snack or something? That is inventory management, which I will do off recording, because it's likely extremely boring. But... Let's wait down. I should probably clear the rest of the cave, because of course we are getting close-ish to level 3000 experience, minus 90. So that would make it 2910, so I suppose. We'll deal with that later. I would like to be speeding things up again. So, another bugbear prisoner. What have you been tortured? Do you know about what do you know about this master? Where is this master? Do you know? We found him somewhere outside. Da 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 da. Why did you speak against the master? You belong to me now. You do as a no. I just want to make absolutely sure. Yeah, we'll move along. Leave this area for good. Most kind of you. Guy was being tortured. I suppose you can always argue I would be putting him out of his misery, but why not give him a chance of, chance at life? Do something better with it.
I miss my family.
I'm sure you do, girl. I'm busy looting. You can miss your family for 5 minutes more. Thanks for watching. Take care. See you next time. Bye bye for now.